Speaker. That's better. Okay, so come down to your mats and lie in Shavasana. So lying out on your mat. Just have your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Have your hands alongside your body, palms facing up. And just take a moment to allow everything to relax into the mat. Just use these few moments to check in with your body. How are you feeling? Where are you holding the tension this morning? So taking a scan from the top of your head all the way down your spine, passing your shoulders, down to your hips and your legs and your feet. Just checking in. And if there's anywhere where you are holding on to tension this morning, use your exhalation to let go of that tension. So breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. So starting our practice like this, letting go, easing out any of the stresses and strains before we start to get into any movement. Good idea. Can you hear me, Sharon? Is everything okay? Just lying out on the mat. Yeah, okay. So take those few breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. I'm just going to read us a nice little reading that relates to our summer solstice this morning. Something to keep in mind as we go through the class. Connect with the sun that keeps you bright and alive. Accept the fire that burns away all you have outgrown, all that no longer serves you. Release it by using your new power and welcome the future into your present, because today is a turning point for you and for all. Say yes to the light, your light. Happy summer solstice. So let's start to get some movement into our body now. So you're lying out on your mat. Take a deep breath in, reach your hands up and overhead and do a full body stretch, pointing from your fingers to your toes. Really reaching those fingers and toes out along the mat, finding some length. And then as you exhale, just release the hands back alongside your body. Release the tension. Inhale, float the hands up once more, reaching away with the fingertips, pointing those fingers, spread the fingers wide on your hands, point the toes away. Exhale, release the hands. Once more, inhale, reach the hands up and overhead, lengthening the spine out along the mat. And then this time as you exhale, leave the hands above your head, let them rest on the mat. And this time as you inhale, reach your right hand and your left foot. So you're diagonally, excuse me, diagonally stretching across the body. Exhale and release. And then inhale, left hand, right toes, diagonally stretching. Release. Try that again on both sides. So inhale, right hand, left leg, reaching, creating some length. Exhale, release. Inhale, left hand, right leg. Exhale, release. And now as you inhale, bring your knees up and over your chest. And cross your legs. So cross them at the thighs and see if you can reach your hands to your ankles or to your feet. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, try and draw the knees towards your chest, and your feet are going out to the side. Your feet are like handlebars. So feel how if your right leg is on top of your left leg, you should be getting a lovely stretch the back of the right hip. Keep breathing here. Taking a few breaths, breathing into that stretch in the right hip. If you can't take hold of your toes rather, you can get your ankles or your leggings, your trousers, whatever is easier for you. And then release and plant the feet back on the mat. Inhale, draw them up over your chest, crossing them, this time with the left leg over the top or the other leg, catching hold of your feet and sending them out to the side. And it can be quite different on one side. One cross might work successfully for you, the other one not so much if you've got a tighter hip. So just keep breathing into that hip. Breathing in, breathing out. And then release the feet back to the mat. So you're back in semi-supine. So slide your left leg out along the mat. Bring your right knee up towards your chest so that your right toes are pointing away. And your hands can go out in a T shape, palms facing down. And we're going to do some yogic cycling. So we're pointing the right leg away as we draw the left knee in. And then opposite, the right knee comes in, the left leg points away. So just try and do this with your breath. Extend the leg as you inhale, exhale. So nice and graceful yogic cycling. You can really feel that in your tummy muscles. Keep your lower back in contact with the mat here. Well done. Brilliant. Just a few more cycles, just warming up those hips. And then the next time you've pointed your left toes away from you, bring both knees into the chest and hug them in tight. Have a little roll side to side on your back. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send both feet up into the air and drop the legs open. So your hands go to the inside of your shins or to your thighs. And you're not going to press on these legs, but you are going to encourage them to drop open a little bit wider. So we're not forcing this to happen. We're just letting the weight of the legs drop them out to the side. It's a nice stretch for the inner groins. You can have a little rotate of your ankles while they're up there. It's really nice just looking at the sky. A plane just went over from their holidays. And as you're lying here, think about your shoulders. Allow them to rest down into the mat. And then gently take your hands to the outside of your legs, draw the legs in, and place the feet back on the mat. So slide the left leg away, inhale and draw the right leg up to the ceiling. So pointing that leg up to the ceiling, toes are pointing to the ceiling. Inhale, and as you exhale, slide your hands up that right leg, lifting your upper body up and away from the mat, trying to bring your nose towards your knee. Take a breath, release back down to the mat. Swap your legs, so slide the right one away, inhale the left one in, and then extend it up to the ceiling, point the toes. Inhale, exhale, slide your hands up that leg, up as high as they'll go, lifting your chest, lifting your back away from the mat. Inhale and release yourself back down. Come back to semi-supine. And then slide your legs out on the mat. Have your feet really active, so point your toes up to the ceiling. Imagine you're pressing your feet against the skirting board. And then take a breath in. Your hands are just resting alongside your body. As you exhale, lift your head, look at your toes. Breathe in, rest your head back on the mat. Taking a breath. Exhale, look at your toes. Breathe in, release your head back to the mat. So this time, just taking your arms and the backs of your hands underneath your hips. So you just sort of shimmy in from side to side so that your arms are now trapped underneath your body. Pressing your elbows into the mat, take a breath in, keep those feet active. Exhale, bring the whole of the body up from the mat. Come into a seated position. Well done. So hug your knees up towards your chest and wrap your arms around your thighs, your nose to your knees. Just feel that stretch in the back of the neck. This is cosmic egg. Okay, we're going to do some kneeling salutes now. So cross your feet and just roll over the knees and move yourself to the back of your mat. So coming into the kneeling position. Now, if this is not good for your knees, if you find this too tight, if you've got a block, you can put it underneath your hips. It'll just ease that tension. Otherwise, if you're comfortable here, see if you can send your hips, your heels rather, out to the side so your hips are sitting nicely between your heels. And find that nice straight spine, relax the shoulders. Taking a breath in, take your hands out wide, reach up and overhead, look to the sun. Exhale as you draw your hands through the midline, all the way down, and then send them out along the mat. Take your forehead to the mat. You're in swan pose. So try and keep those hips and heels together, reaching the hands out. Inhale, bring yourself up into all fours. So spread your hands wide on the mat, fingertips are spread, knees are under hips, take them a little wider, and find that flat back, that all fours position. Take your toes into the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to round the spine and drop your head towards the mat. Feel that you're pushing the mat away from you, opening to all the vertebrae in your spine. cat pose. Inhale, exhale, leading with the chin and the chest, send the hips up to the ceiling, come into cow pose. Just being mindful of that neck. We're not crunching the back of the neck here. You're lifting your chin, finding that length. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale to cat. Push that mat away. Open the shoulders. Inhale, exhale to cow. Inhale, exhale to cat. Inhale, exhale to cow. Inhale, and bring yourself back to an all fours position. So as you exhale, toes into the mat, lift your knees and your hips, come to downward facing dog. Drop your head through your arms. Have a little walk with your feet. It's our first down dog. So let's ease into it. Walk in the feet, sending the heels one by one down to the mat. And then let them settle on the mat. Taking another breath in. As you exhale, shift your weight through plank. Lower your knees to the mat, release your feet, and come to up dog. So we're lifting our chest through our arms, sending the hips towards the mat. Or cobra is better for you, hips to the mat, and have your shoulders and your elbows tight alongside your body. Breathing in, you choose up dog or cobra. Breathe in, toes into the mat. Lift yourself up and away from the mat. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, knees to the mat. Come back to your all fours. Take a breath here. We're going to do 3 more cat cows. So breathing in, exhale to move. Round the back, drop the head, tuck the hips under. Cat pose. Inhale, exhale to cow, leading with your chin and your chest. Extending your hips up to the ceiling. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, round the spine. Cat pose. Inhale, exhale to cow. Inhale, exhale to cat. Inhale, exhale to cow. Inhale, bring yourself back to all fours. As you exhale, sink your hips back to your heels. Leave your hands where they are. Find that swan pose. Reach in through the backs of the arms, through the armpits. Take a breath. On your next inhalation, bring yourself back up to a kneeling position, hands to the heart center. So 1 full round of kneeling salute. So we're going to do some sun salutations now. Let's salute that sun. It's going to be out for us all this day, making us enjoy this longest day. So take your hands to the mat in front of you. Bring yourself up, toes into the mat, lifting your hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Walk your hands back towards your toes here and just drop your head towards the mat. So it's Really feel that you're opening through the spine here. If you have a slight bend in your knees, you can really send the top of the head towards the mat. And then slowly as you inhale, taking your hands out wide, lifting your body one vertebra at a time, reaching up. Exhale to the heart center. You're in Tadasana. Can't quite see my head, can you, where I am? So just take a breath in Tadasana. Better. Standing up straight and tall. We're going to do our sun salutations. We're following the classic Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar sun salutations. Standing up straight and tall. Take a breath in, take your hands out wide, reach up and overhead, look to your hands. Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale as you bring your hands through the midline, all the way down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Drop your head towards the mat. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins. Find that half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Your gaze is to the mat. Send the top of the head out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, slide your hands down to the mat and walk them out to downward facing dog. Drop your head through your arms. Keep your ears in line with your inner arms here and send your hips up to the ceiling. Inhale, shift your weight into your hands, coming through plank. Lift your right knee up towards your chest. As you round your spine, drop your right foot between your hands. And drop your left knee to the mat. So keep your toes, your left toes into the mat. Take a breath in. Reaching the hands forward, coming up into a crescent pose. Your gaze is through your hands. You're saluting the sun here. Gazing up to your ceilings or to the sky. Enjoy that pose. Ashwa Sanchalasana, this is called. Sometimes referred to as equestrian pose as well. Exhale, take your hands back to the mat alongside your foot. Take a breath. Release the foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Now as we exhale, we're going to come down to the mat with chaturanga. So there's two ways of doing this. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees to the mat. Cross your feet at your ankles. Bend your elbows and lower yourself to the mat, sliding through. So that's one way. Or from downward facing dog, you can go straight into plank and you can come to the mat with straight legs. So lowering your elbows and sliding through. You decide how strong you want to be this morning. And then once you've slid your head and your chest through, squeeze your shoulder blades together. You're in Cobra pose. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, toes into the mat. Lift your hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, shifting into plank. Lift your left knee up to your chest. Step it forward and through. Help it through if you need to. And then right knee comes down to the mat. We're doing our Sanchalasana on the left-hand side. Inhale, reach your hands up. Salute the sun. Reach into the ceiling. Just a mini back bend here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Release that left leg, downward facing dog. Inhale and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Just let everything settle. And then inhale, take your hands out wide, coming up with a strong, straight spine. Tummy muscles engage, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale, back upright. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Well done. That's one full sequence of classic Surya Namaskar. So we're going to do it again because we've got 107 to go, remember? There. So stand up straight and tall. We'll do it a little bit quicker this time. Inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. Exhale, diving down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Half forward fold. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk your hands out into downward facing dog. So really send the hips up to the ceiling. Find that stretch for the back body. Your hands are spread wide on the mat. Inhale. Draw your right knee up to your chest. As you exhale, step it forward and through. Drop the left knee to the mat. Keep the toes into the mat. Inhale, reach your hands up. Sanchalasana. Salute the sun. Reach the hands out of your shoulders. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Release the right leg, downward facing dog. Drop your head through your arms. Inhale, shifting your weight forward through plank. So remember, two options for chaturanga: straight legs or knees to the mat. Cross your feet at the ankles, you decide. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower to the mat. Sliding forward and through. You're coming into low cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, shifting the weight forward. Lift the left knee up to the chest. Step the foot forward. Drop the right knee. Toes into the mat. Inhale, lift your arms. Salute the sun. Exhale, hands to the mat. Release the leg, downward facing dog. Inhale and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands out wide, engage the tummy muscles, strong, straight spine. Lift yourself up. Reach in the hands up and overhead. Exhale, mini back bend. Keep those tummy muscles engaged, support your back. Exhale, back to the center. Hands to the heart center. That's it, brilliant. We're gonna go again. Take a breath in. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, all the way down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, walk your hands out. Think about which hand you use here. Try and swap. to the other one. So we don't always do the same pattern. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward, lift your right knee to your chest, exhale and send it through. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the hands up, salute the sun. Exhale, hands to the mat. Release the leg, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward, chaturanga down. So knees to the mat is the option. Feet crossed at the ankles, bend the elbows, sliding through or coming down from plank. We're in low cobra. If you feel more energetic now, maybe up dog. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the weight forward, lift the left knee, step it forward and through. Drop the right knee. Inhale, lifting up, salute the sun. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk the hands back towards your feet, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands out wide, coming up, strong, straight spine. Reach up and overhead. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale, back upright. Exhale to the heart center. Everybody feeling okay? I'm just gonna have a look at you all doing this next one. Brilliant. Let's have one more go, shall we? So standing up, straight and tall. Inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. Exhale, diving down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Drop the head towards the mat. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Let's have a half forward fold here. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Inhale, walk your hands out, downward facing dog. Drop your head through your arms. Inhale, lift your right knee to your chest. Exhale, step it forward. Drop the left knee down to the mat. Keep those toes into the mat. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Reach to the sun. Salute the sun. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Release the foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward. So chaturanga, your choice. Straight legs or bent. Release yourself to the mat, sliding through. Up dog or cobra, your choice. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward, lift your left knee to your chest. Exhale it through your hands. Drop your right knee. Toes into the mat. Inhale, reach your hands up. Salute the sun. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Release that leg, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands out wide, coming up strong, straight spine, lifting up and overhead, hands to the heart center. Well done, everybody. Take a moment here Let everything settle. Relax your shoulders. Release any tension in your knees. Just feel your heart beating under your thumbs. Great to feel alive like this. Especially outside, I must say. And then release your hands. Just lower yourself down to the mat. We're going to come to Balasana, child's pose. So knees wide, toes together. Slide your hands out in front of you. Release your forehead to the mat. Come to child's. Just taking a few breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then on your next inhalation, bring yourself up to all fours. So find that all fours position, hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. I'm going to do 3 more cat-cows here. So take a breath in. Exhale, round the spine. Cat pose. Inhale. Exhale. Cow pose. Have your toes into the mat. Keeps your legs a little bit stronger. Inhale. Exhale to cat. Inhale. Exhale to cow. The spine should be moving a lot more fluidly now after all those sun salutations. Inhale. Round to cat. Inhale. Exhale to cow. Inhale, come back to all fours. Take a breath in. Take your weight into your left hand and float your right hand up to the ceiling. Follow the hand with your gaze. Exhale, dive it through the gap so the back of the hand slides along the mat. Take the right side of the face to the mat. Thread the needle. Reaching away. Inhale, bring yourself back upright. Float the hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, dive it through. Inhale, opening up once more. Exhale, dive it through. And this time we're going to add in a little variation. So walk your left fingertips out in front of you so that the hands are in an L shape. And if you want to add to the stretch, you can send your left leg out in a straight line behind you. So toes into the mat. Just take a breath here. And then inhale, take your knee back to the mat. Bring yourself back to all fours. Do all of that on the other side. Take a breath in. Remember your toes are into the mat. Float the left hand up. Follow it with your gaze. Exhale, dive it through. Left side of the face to the mat. Inhale, lifting your body away from the mat. Float the left hand up. Find that lovely twist in the spine. Well done. Exhale, dive it through. Next time, floating it up. Reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale and dive it through. Walk your right fingertips out in a straight line. Your hands are now in the L shape. And if you want to add that extra little bit, send your right leg out behind you. Balancing on the toes. Take a breath. Exhale, draw the knee back in, draw the hand back in, bring yourself back up to all fours. So from the all fours position, toes into the mat. As you exhale, lift your knees and your hips and walk your hands back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Really feel this fold here. Let your head drop towards the mat. Toes coming towards your knees. And it's fine to have a bend in your knees. It will really open your spine if you do that. And then inhale and slowly, slowly bring yourself up. Standing in Tadasana, hands to the heart center. Just going to do a little chair pose with a twist. So plant your feet, hip distance apart, spread your toes wide, engage your tummy muscles. Inhale and float your hands out in front of you. Just reach in, the hands in front, palms are facing each other. Keep the tummy engaged, shoulders down and relaxed. And as you exhale, sit back into your imaginary chair. Now think about this lower back here. We're not creating a dip. We want to tuck the pelvis under. We don't want to overextend this back. Tucking the pelvis under. Engage your tummy muscles. Sit into that imaginary chair. On your next inhalation, maybe your hands will float a little higher. And as you exhale, bring your palms together. Send your left elbow to your right knee, twisting around to the side. So think about the position of your knees here. Don't let your left knee drop forward. Still sitting back in that chair, twisting around, facing the right side. Take a breath. See if you can draw your hands towards your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Take your gaze to the mat. Release your hands to the mat. And slowly come back up to Tadasana. Hands to the heart center. Let's do that on the other side. I'm just going to switch so I'm still looking at you. Standing up straight and tall. Spread those toes wide. Inhale. Float the hands out in front of you. Keep the tummy engaged. Exhale, sit into your imaginary chair. Tuck the bottom under. We don't want this business. We want to tuck it under. Don't want to strain the lower back. Inhale, reach the hands up a little higher, arms alongside the ears. Exhale, palms together, twisting this time to the left, right elbow, the left knee. Bring the hands towards the heart. Utkatasana, chair pose with a twist. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, release, take your gaze to the mat. Release your hands to the mat. And slowly, slowly bring your hips down towards your heels. Come down. to semi-supine. Well done. So from semi-supine, lying out on the mat, plant your feet. They're about hip distance apart. Hands go out to the side in a T shape, palms facing down. Just allow everything to settle into the mat. Thinking about that lower back. Just tilt your pelvis a few times, up and down. So exaggerating the arch and bringing the back all the way down into the mat, and then let it find that neutral position. And check in with your nose and your belly button. They should be in alignment. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath in and draw your right knee up to your chest and place your right ankle just below your left knee. Allow your right knee to drop to the side, so really starting to open into that hip. Take a breath in. Your right foot is active, so the right sole of the foot feels strong here. As you exhale, imagine you're trying to stamp that right foot down to the mat, dropping the hips towards the left. Take your gaze to the right. Shoulders stay in contact with the mat. No tension here. Breathe and release. And then inhale, bring your head back to center. Bring your left leg back to upright. Release the right leg. Just have a little rock from side to side, just easing out through those hips. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So feet are hip distance apart. Relax that lower back down into the mat. Inhale the left knee up to the chest and then place the left ankle above the right knee. Make the left foot strong. Inhale. Exhale, stamp that foot down to the mat. Send your gaze to your left hand. Just enjoy that lovely twist. That opening through the left hip. Breathing in, bring your head back to center. Bring your knee back upright and release back to semi-supine. And hug both of your knees up to your chest. In Apanasana, have a little roll from side to side. Make sure you're resting the back of your head on the mat. So we don't want to be tipping towards the crown. We're lengthening the neck. And then slide your hands through your legs and hold either your feet or your ankles, or maybe your thumb and your first finger will go around your big toes. Inhale. Exhale, drop those knees into your armpits. Soles of the feet come up to the ceiling. You're in happy baby pose. Anananda Asana. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Enjoy happy baby. And if you want to add a little bit more, take a breath in. And as you exhale, extend one leg. And then draw it back in as you inhale, extend the other. As you exhale, it's a little bit of a balance because it makes you want to fall to the left. So just do it mindfully. One leg and then the other. Just like you see the babies do. And if you want to do both at the same time, it's even better. And then allow your knees to come back towards your armpits. Release your hands. Release your feet to the mat. Slide them out. Let's have a few moments in Shavasana. Lying out on the mat. Have your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Have your blankets or your layers. Just for a few moments of relaxation. Just gazing to the sun or to the ceiling. Just imagine you're gazing to the sun. And then soften your gaze or close your eyes. Have your palms facing upwards. Allow your toes to drop out to the side. Use your exhalation. Relax down into your mat. Taking your attention to the top of your head, then to your forehead, releasing any frown you may be holding. Relaxing the muscles in and around your eyes, your face. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth. Let your teeth slightly separate. Relax down the sides of your neck, over your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. Relax all of the muscles in your back, each of the vertebrae in your spine. Let them sink into the mat, one by one, all the way down to your hips. Let your hips drop open. Relax your legs, your thighs, your hamstrings, your knees, your calves and your shins, your feet and your toes. Relax your arms, your elbows, your hands, and your fingers. Let your whole body sink into the mat. Give yourself these few moments before we start our busy day. Just finishing with our theme, summer solstice. I'm just going to read you a nice little poem, and it's called The Sun Never Says. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. Start to bring some movement back into your body now. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. With your next inhalation, reach your hands up and overhead and do a full body stretch. Pointing from your fingers to your toes. And just let your arms rest on the mat behind you. And as you inhale, bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor. And as you exhale, roll over onto your right-hand side. Draw your knees up closer to your chest. Give yourself a touch. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up to an upright position. And we'll finish with our 3 breaths together. So sitting up straight and tall. Find that nice long spine. Take your hands out to the side. Taking a breath in, reach up and overhead. Gaze into the sun once more. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Happy International Yoga Day.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you, Suzanne. That was fab. Good, great start to the day.
Good.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, super. Thank you.
Well, have a lovely day. Enjoy the lovely sun.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
Thank you, and
See you
you.
soon.
Yeah.
Cheerio, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye.